Good morning, everyone, and happy lazy Sunday. It is Sabbath day for many today. I dolled myself up a bit. You see, I got earrings on. These are from my son. My son bought me those long time ago. And then from a friend, I got this. This is about the only jewelry that I ever wear. It has the Lord's Prayer in a circle all around it. I love this. That's about as far as it goes for me. A little bit of earrings sometimes, and this. That's about all the jewelry I wear. I'm not a big jewelry, fan. I don't know what that is, but it's odd for me. Jewelry is first of all, it hinders you to do certain things, and I work on a farm, so most of the time, 10 year around children, right? And it's interesting. It's almost as if a spiritual makeup doesn't need jewelry. It does it. My body gets. I feel odd, except for, as I said, this is fine. Uh, Earrings that I wear that have meaning to me, that's fine. But as soon as I put certain other things on, and sometimes I try, right, like a bracelet, and it's no, no, gotta go. And it doesn't feel right. Just doesn't feel right. I'm so comfortable just being me and representing myself just as I am without any adornment, right? But today it's Sabbath day, so okay, for the video, as soon as the video is off, it all comes off again. Had a interesting experience when, and it was as an adult, 17. I had to go to the hospital, and for a hernia repair, and I woke up and I had a IV in my arm, and it didn't take long, and my whole arm swelled up and got red, and it was like everything in me was just like going, get this out, you got to get this out, this is wrong, it was so odd, right? And the nurse came in and said, you got to get this out. I said, if you don't take it out, I will. I have to get this out. What is this that you're giving? Oh, it's just a fluid for. I said, I'm fine. Just get this out. And she did. She took it out. I said, oh, okay. Just make sure you drink water. I was like, I can do that. I'm really grateful that I didn't. And odd thing, I had to have many years later another hernia repair, and I didn't have that. It was even outpatient. I didn't have that. Oh, it's interesting how things go, huh? After so many years, suddenly, yeah, okay, it's not important to have someone with the same procedure I had, right, years and years ago, in the hospital for 2 or 3 days. By the way, that first time, I remember there wasn't even a doctor or anything coming afterwards to check on me. It's like 2 days, and I had a really bad migraine, and at the same time, probably from the anesthesia, I just have these reactions to all this stuff. My body just rejects it all. So, God forbid something really serious would ever happen to me, which hasn't. Isn't this amazing? I know. And after 2 days, my mom came to visit, and I said, Mom, I'm ready to go home. I'm not sure why I'm still here. I haven't seen a doctor, and I'm just laying here, kind of contemplating life, and that's good too, but I don't think I need to be here. I'm just going to go home. She says, honey, you can't just go home. They have to tell, I said, yeah, I'm ready to go home. And just got dressed. I got dressed and walked out of the room. There was no nurse or anything stopped me. And went downstairs to the window, and I said, I'm signing myself out. And, oh, do you have a doctor's note? I said, it doesn't matter. So I'm already dressed. I'm walking out that door. So unless you stop me, just no. Signed the papers and walked out. That was that. And ever since then, the only other time was another hernia repair, which was outpatient, and that was that. Wow, am I lucky, right? Yeah. I know. I pray for people who have to go to the hospital constantly. This and that. Not a place for me. Thank God. Yes, I know. Well, anyway, so it's just interesting on how I found it interesting on my life and how my body just, or my spirit, my body together reacts to certain things that, no, you don't need that. No, that's not, there's no need for that for you, right? Yes? Anyway, so there it is. Well, let's get going here. I saw a whole bunch of stuff this morning. Perusing. That's my time where I kind of go and look, okay, what's going on in the world? All right, what do friends share? Is that right? And then that's it. Basically, after that, then I make the video, and I put it away, put the tablet away. I said, well, just can't reach you. I said, yeah, you can come visit me. Why do people need to reach me? What for? Anyway, so besides, when people really want to reach me or find out how I'm doing, they just call my children. All right, so here we are. We're in Joshua, the capture of AI. I find it interesting how AI. I have no problems with AIs, by the way. I know so many people out there now, again, I don't know if it's hyped up or not. I think of, okay, what is an AI? How's it programmed? And, you know, what kind of functionality does it have? And you know, where could I encounter? I've never encountered an AI, okay, out here in the world, unless you call these little devices, you know, that, which there was one sitting, they have one here, sitting on the table, and it kept on doing this, okay, ready to go. Somebody had used it before, right? And just left it there, and I was there by myself, and it's ready to go. And I'm going to put, ready to go for what? What do you want? I said, do I need to do something, right? Thought it was going to talk back to me, but it didn't. I'm going, okay, I'm not sure. What? No, it's ready to go. I'm going, huh? For what? And I said, man, that's annoying. Let me see. So I did that about every 2 minutes or something. And here I'm in the kitchen trying to do something. I'm looking at it and going, oh, well, I wouldn't know what a power button looks like. I pushed the power button. That was that. Anywho, so, and again, right? So if they're recording everything, this now going, yes, yes, yes. So, Alexa, Siri, if you're listening, right, to my Bible readings, this, you're recording everything. I hope that you will store all that, and then you have some good answers for people when they ask you about Bible stuff, right? Yeah. And on top of that, say, Daniela said. So I don't have the robots, this, that. Again, I'm sure they're somewhere. They probably cost millions of dollars to buy, or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Who can afford that? Not sure if why people would, well, maybe if they're lonely, yeah, and want some kind of company that just kind of blaps back at them, yeah, all pre-recorded stuff, no doubt, then, or programmed, and why not listen to my videos, right? I'm talking to you too. Right? Why don't you rather listen to a real person, right? Even though it's through a screen, right? Yes? But I'm not quite sure why anybody would want a robot in their house. Doing what? I'm not sure. They actually do know how to load a dishwasher and unload it, and know exactly where to put everything, and this or that, right? And I'm not sure. I don't know. I know how to use a vacuum cleaner and make the beds, you know. No idea. Have to be kind of interesting to have these programs, you know, when they see you eating certain things, going, that's not healthy for you. This is going to do this, 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 and this in your system. You're going to feel not so well in about 30 minutes. You're going to have some acid reflux going, this and that. So I would suggest that you don't eat that. Oh, well then what would you like me to eat? Well, how about an apple? That's good for your digestion, this and that. How about just drinking a glass of water just before bed? That's all you need. Yep. Oh, that'd be cool, right? Yes. How about certain other things? Oh, robot comes up to you and says, "You haven't played with your children in about 2 or 3 hours. I think you need to go and pay some attention to them." All right. So no, I'm not afraid of AIs or worried that they're going to suddenly start running the world or anything like that. Yeah. Uh, anyway, people need to step out of the movie world. Just because it's happening in a movie, it doesn't mean that it's actually going to happen in real life. And there's many things that people have foretold or whatever never came to be. People try to find ways to, yeah, but that did actually then happen. And no, it didn't, not in the way they said. Or I could apply that to 100,000 other things as well. No kidding. Well, that happened here, there, da. And by the way, okay, these things happen consistently throughout world's history and have happened and are still happening. Yes. Well, anyway, so nope, not afraid of that. I see. I guess it depends on where you live, but I see here again the water that people have available here. Amazing. You can water your lawn if it doesn't rain for a couple of days. That's amazing to me. Because we're on a spring, we depend on God's grace for water, really, when it comes down to it. And the fire department every once in a while. So we're very conservative with our water. And here it's, wow. So things aren't that bad. You got water, right? People have water. Ooh, what if that stops? I thought we have really, really good water. Yeah. And the underground spring in our house, we pumped that up. Tiny pump, pump. And then we put it into a water filter. That's our drinking water. And it's so good. How do I know it's so good? How do I know the difference? Because I'm drinking this water here now, right? Yes, on a water line. And I have a little, like a Brita filter thing that my daughter got me, and that's a little better, yeah. But you can tell, I taste the water, and it's like, this is dead water. It feels, you're drinking something that doesn't taste like water. It just, to me, it doesn't. And it's like, ugh, my dear me, what am I going to put in what am I putting in? That's because I drink a lot of water. All the children here do too. There's no juice. There's no pop. It's water. The children drink water, man. And every so often a little bit of milk, right? But mainly they all drink water here. It's great. I love it. Right? But I think, gosh, what am I putting in my system for 3 months? What are people putting in their system, man, when it comes to this water that tastes to me like it has no life? Yeah. Well, interesting. Yeah. Well, it is as it is. It's not like one can change that. But interesting. Yeah. Anywho. So, that's more the stuff that, am I concerned about it? Or that I think is interesting. Pay attention to that. Right? Yeah. Anyway. But so much water people have. So, things are good. The electricity is on, the internet is on, plenty of food. Oh, I went to the store with my daughter, I was going to mention that, and I looked at the prices in the store that they have here. And this is it's a smaller town. It is a town, city, not quite a city, town. And it's a good town. It's a bit of more of a little, if you want to call it upscale. It's a good town. It's a good little town. So I went to the store with my daughter, and I kind of looked at the prices and of the groceries, and I had to say, it's not bad. I thought it was a lot worse from what I've seen on here. Maybe other places it is, but as I said here, it's not bad at all. I have to say, you might have to go a little bit with the seasonal stuff when it comes to vegetables and fruit. But the eggs, man, they were cheap. I thought they were pretty cheap. From what I've heard. Certain other things too. And I'd say, well, this is not bad at all. It just depends on how you shop. Yeah? What I did notice, because we were looking, that's when I went with my husband to Walmart. Oh, this was Walmart too. Certain other things. Things that are more, again, stuff that you don't really need. Let me show you how we made bubble. Oh, these are bubble blowers. Oh, well, this one, I have to stir it up a little bit. Let's see if I can get it going. See that? And you can make really big ones. It's just a branch that looks like find one that looks like for a slingshot, and then you just put a rubber band on it. Right? Yes, a couple of rubber bands. And there you go. And a little Dawn dish soap or that Joy stuff. And there, this has been here. Yeah? Then I use this bucket here. Right? Children, they dump that stuff out from the little, look at this. It's been out here for 3 days, 4 days, could be longer. And the little one loves blowing bubbles. It's always ready. And she loves this. And there you go. How much did that cost me now? Just a little dish soap. That's it. A rubber band. It doesn't have some rubber bands that you save from certain products like this or that they have on it. So I noticed that things for the beach, right, which we were looking at, or some things for the children to play, that stuff is expensive. I thought, what? Wow, that's interesting. Right? On the checkout, I looked at some lip balm, and what was it? I'm going, wow, $3 for a little thing of lip balm? What are they, nuts? Okay. But the food, I'd say, good food, even the organic stuff, that's not bad. That's no different than when I used to go regularly and shop. Maybe 25 cents more or something, but dear me, that was years and years ago, so one has to expect a little bit of an increase, I guess. So, not as bad as we're being taught, at least not around here. Right? And again, how do you shop? Yeah. What do you have to have? What do you want rather than what you need? Yeah. Yes? Okay. Anywho. So there it is. So, now I talked anyway beforehand. That capture of AI. The command given to Joshua, we are in Joshua 8. Yahweh then said to Joshua, be fearless and undaunted. Take all your fighting men with you. Up, march against Ai. Look, I have put the king of Ai, his people, his town, and his territory at your mercy. You must treat Ai and its king as you treated Jericho and its king. The only booty you will take care are the spoils and the cattle. Take up a concealed position by the town to the rear of it. Okay, so here, that's God talking to them again now. Is that right? So do the same thing you did at Jericho, which they killed everything, right? Now, he says, okay, just take, again, the spoils and whatever they are, and the cattle. Well, cattle is usually cows and oxen, right? Yes? Well, why not the donkeys and the sheep and the goats? And what's the difference there? God sees a difference, and from one animal to the other, some are better to keep than others. What is this again? Huh? So they were not successful. Right? And the last, whatever who they attacked there, don't even know, don't want to know anymore. And here they're going up against somebody else, or was it the same ones? Yeah. Oh no, they're still trying. It was the same one, so they're still trying to take over Ai. Okay. And in the way that they were doing it didn't work. Not enough men sent up. They thought there was less. Okay. And here now, okay, so what happened? We got to move on. That's one thing Joshua knows. We have to move on. We got to move on. And in order to move on, we have to do this. So, well, it worked out in Jericho, so we're just going to do the same thing again, what we did in Jericho. Right? Yes? But those were really God's instructions? Not sure. I don't know. I'm just not sure. There's so much killing going on here. Just the destruction of whole towns and people, tribes. I don't think that should sit well with anyone, right? Yes. Joshua's stratagem. Okay, Not God's stratagem. It's Joshua's. Joshua set out to march against Ai with all the fighting men. Joshua chose 30,000 of the bravest and sent them out under cover of dark. Having given them these orders, pay attention, you must take up a concealed position by the town, at the rear, not very far from the town, and be sure you all keep alert. I and the whole people with me shall advance on the town, and when the people of Ai come out to engage us, as they did the first time, we shall run away from them. They will then give chase, and we shall draw them away from the town, since they will think they are running away from us as they did the first time. You will then burst out of your concealed position and seize the town. Yahweh your God will put it at your mercy. When you have captured the town, set fire to it in obedience to Yahweh's command. Well then, these are my orders. Okay. That's a lot of people moving, right? So the king of Ai is now dumb enough? I don't know. Men, when it comes to men and warfare, you must wonder about the intelligence of men. I'm just saying. Or I say, it's so weird, right? Not a laughable situation in a way, but it's good. What do? You cry, or do you get mad, or you're just going, dear me, can we have some memes of that? Okay, right. Wouldn't the king have his men, his army on alert? Would he not send out some of his men to go and reconnoiter and say, okay, go and see what they're doing now? Right? Because we didn't encounter, knowing how many there are, we didn't encounter very many. So wouldn't he be alert? I don't, it's just a fairy tale here. Sounds good. There is again we know that actually in actual history, where we get the blurb ahead of time of Joshua here now, that many of the towns were already laid in ruin. They weren't there anymore. Right? And that God did go ahead. Somehow things happened, and the Israelites had a pretty smooth sailing, more or less. Right? Yeah. So I'm not sure. It is as it is. Right? Joshua sent them off, and they made their way to the place of ambush and took up position between Bethel and Ai, to the west of Ai. Joshua spent the night with the people. Then, getting up early next morning, reviewed the people with the elders of Israel, marched on Ai at their head. All the warriors marching with him advanced on the front of the town and pitched camp north of Ai. with the valley between them and the town. Joshua took about 5,000 men and concealed these between Bethel and Ai, to the west of the town. The people pitched the main camp to the north of the town and set up its ambush to the west of the town. Joshua went that night into the middle of the plain. The capture of Ai. The king of Ai had seen this. So he did. The people of the town got up early and hurried out, so that he and all his people would engage Israel in battle on the slope facing the Arabah. But he did not know that an ambush had been laid for him to the rear of the town. Joshua and all Israel pretended to be beaten by them and took their heels along to the road to the desert. All the people in the town joined in the pursuit, and in pursuing Joshua were drawn away from the town. Not a man was left in Ai, nor in Bethel, who had not gone in pursuit of Israel. And in pursuing Israel, they left the town undefended. Not smart, is it? Yahweh then said to Joshua, "Point the saber in your hand at Ai, for I am about to put the town at your mercy." Joshua pointed the saber in his hand towards the town. No sooner had he stretched out his hand than the men in ambush burst from their position, ran forward, entered the town, captured it, and quickly set it on fire. When the men of Ai looked back, they saw smoke rising from the town into the sky. None of them had the courage to run in any direction, for the people fleeing towards the desert turned back on their pursuers. Once Joshua and all Israel saw that the town had been seized by the men in ambush, and that smoke was rising from the town, they turned about and attacked the men of Ai. The others came out from the town to engage them too, and the men of Ai were thus surrounded by Israelites, some on this side and some on that. The Israelites struck them down until not one was left alive, and none to flee. But the king of Ai was taken alive and brought to Joshua. When Israel had finished killing all the inhabitants of Ai in the open ground and in the desert where they had pursued them, and when every single one had fallen to the sword, all Israel returned to Ai and slaughtered its remaining population. Slaughter is right. The number of those who fell that day, men and women together, was 12,000, all people of Ai, men and women. How about the children? How about the babies? How about the pregnant ladies? Okay, all right, didn't mention that. Just men and women. Well, okay. What's there to say? Wonderful. Good job. The curse of destruction, destruction of the town. There again. Joshua did not draw back the hand with which he had pointed the saber until he had subjected all the inhabitants of Ai to the curse of destruction. For booty, Israel took only the cattle and the spoils of this town, in accordance with the order that Yahweh had given to Joshua. Joshua then burned Ai, making it a ruin for evermore, a desolate place even today. He hanged the king of Ai from a tree till evening. But at sunset Joshua ordered his body be taken down from the tree. It was then thrown down at the entrance to the town gate, and on the top of it was raised a great mound of stones, which is still there today. All right. Sacrifice and reading of the law on Mount Ebal, the altar of undressed stones. Joshua then built an altar to Yahweh, God of Israel, on Mount Ebal, as Moses, servant of Yahweh, had ordered the Israelites, as is written in the law of Moses, an altar of undressed stones, on which no iron has been used. On this they presented burnt offerings to Yahweh and communion sacrifices as well. So what happened to the Ark of the Covenant? And that's back wherever they were at. Why didn't they go back and have those sacrifices done where they're supposed to, properly? Right? They had a proper altar there, this and that. So what was this all about? I don't know. All right. The reading of the law. There Joshua wrote on the stones a copy of the law of Moses, which Moses had written in the presence of the Israelites. Oh, wait a minute. All Israel, with their elders, their officials, and their judges, stood on either side of the ark, facing the Levitical priests who were carrying the Ark of the Covenant of Yahweh. Foreigners with the native born, half of them on the upper slopes of Mount Gerizim, and half of them on the upper slopes of Mount Ebal, as Moses, servant of Yahweh, had originally ordered for the blessing of the people of Israel. They're still near those mountains? What? Well, they hadn't gone very far then. How close were all these towns that they destroyed supposedly? So they're close to both of these mountains still, or then they hadn't gone very far. Oh, okay. Where? Where are these mountains? I have to look at a map. Where is the mountain of blessing and the mountain of what? The curse? How close are they together? And aren't they on the other side of the Jordan? Okay, I gotta look at a map. And how is this written down? And now they're at the slopes of either of them? Doing what? After this, Joshua read all the words of the law, the blessing and the cursing, exactly as it stands written in the book of the law. Of every word laid down by Moses, not one was left unread by Joshua in the presence of the whole assembly of Israel, including the women and children and the foreigners living with them. I feel like I've already talked so much about all this, where I have to say, really, this is God's will. That was God's will at that time. Well, I just don't know. It doesn't compute with what I know, I have experienced. It seems as if God is, from the way I was taught and experienced, God is a God of love and hope, right? For everyone, yes. And if God's being turned into a God of wrath and vengeance, then where's the love and hope going for everyone? It's almost, can we have both? Can there be both? I'm asking. Then I think of Spirit World, where I know that many people are convinced that hell is hell. If you go to hell, that's it. Then you're just in hell. Well, if it is on earth as it is in heaven, or it shall be so, and it is as well, then on earth, right, how many people do turn to Christ, to Jesus, right? Get saved, they're reborn and all that? Yes, that's possible on earth. That's not possible in spirit world. Then, well, then again, then we have a conflict here, right? God designed everything in a way that it can be restored. It renews, right? The seasons, right, renew every year. Certain animals have a longer lifespan than others, right? But they also renew through birth, right? Yes. So for humankind, it's kind of the same. But we also, due to our spiritual nature, has a different strength than the rest of the creation. We can, as I said, the animals, the plants are under instinct. They thrive under instinct, and they instinctively know what to do, and they never deviate from that. If you corner an animal, it has the instinct to defend itself, right? Yes, but that's an instinct. We're not animals. We're not plants. We're completely different, a species separate from everything else that God created. That is that. And we make choices. Right? We have freedom of choice, freedom of will. Right? And we can decide here on earth, if our life went in a certain direction, to change that direction. Right? The seasons can't do that. The seasons are going to happen regardless, right? Yes, yeah. For example, so in spirit world, even if people end up in places where you got what you asked for. Now you're with like-minded people, right? Yes, that can be a bit stressful, right? Yes. I say, do unto others as you would have done unto you, right? Well, you're exactly then with people who did what you did. Now, what you've done to other people that you may have not gotten back here on earth, now your people have no problems giving you exactly what you're dishing out. Right? Yes, in the most evil, heinous ways. Right? Yes? So there's no hope for people like that? I think people be amazed on who ends up in certain places and why, and not realizing that, oh, wait a minute, why are soldiers who fought for their country with still fighting against soldiers from a country that did the wrong thing, and we had to fight them. Right? Yet in spirit world, they're still fighting against each other. Right? Yeah, that's an interesting one, isn't it? It's a very sad place. And it just goes on and on and on and on. Right? Yeah, until what? Yeah. Hey. One could talk more about that. Restoration does happen there, though. Once a soldier gets out of that spiritual adrenaline and decides to not know, you know how that happens often is through the prayers of the people still alive, their family, yes, their descendants, if they know. Right? Yeah. Prayers for them to find peace, truly peace. Right? When descendants ask for forgiveness for the lives these soldiers had to take. Right? A little difficult to understand, but that's kind of how it is. That's how it is. That's how I experienced it. So, restoration definitely happens. Also in spirit world, you don't end up in hell forever. If, yeah. So, again, what's the nature of God? Yes, what would you like to believe? And why are certain things written down in the Bible as they are? So tell me what we're reading here in Joshua and how the Israelites are moving forward and how they're killing everyone, right? Yes, in these towns. Isn't that something that people all around the world have a problem with the Muslims? and what it says in their Bible? Just asking. Is that any different? Gentiles and infidels. What's the difference there? Right? I don't think there is one. The nature of God. It's interesting. We're going towards the middle of the month, I guess, pretty soon. And it's cool here. The moisture, the high moisture content hasn't really hit the air yet, which is nice. Very nice. The humidity is not as high as I expected it already to be. Oh, well, that's because I'm here. Okay. The reputation of God. I wonder if anybody cares about the reputation of God. Or again, okay, there's all this stuff going on. It doesn't really touch anything here. It doesn't touch us here at all. But interesting on how people out there, for their own agendas, their own gain, their own selfish nature, whatever, okay, either side, it doesn't matter if it's left or right, up or down, it doesn't matter. One side's using God, right? Yes, yeah, for or against, right? The other side uses Satan, right? For or against, whatever, right? And I find that a bit hilarious and comical. Yes? Can't people just look at themselves and go, yeah, okay, you're here now. What you're doing is kind of what Joshua did, in my opinion. Now you're playing God. You're playing God, and you're deciding what God's point of view would be in all that. And then there's the other side who's, well, there you go. Well, Satan now, for some reason, is some kind of a problem in the world, right? Yes, it's Satan, the Satanists, and all this Satan stuff going on. I saw one again where, what was it? Some dude on a stage that put on supposedly some Satan costume. He's got the horns. What's the thing with the horns? Again, this is just what? It just looked like the dude's just, I don't know, has Halloween all year long, right? Yes, some weird kind of animal costume, and he thinks he looks what, strong and fearful in it, and I just laughed. It's so, and did you see what that guy looked like? Oh, like you're scared of that? I mean, can you keep children from things like that? Well, I said, children go, oh my God, what is that? Well, that's an adult that doesn't, kind of just off the rails somewhere, right? Thinks he's a goat or something, right? Yes? Okay. Whatever. But again, I find it interesting. One side's like, well, let's use God, right, for our agenda. Right? And the other side's, well, let's fight back with Satan. We'll blame it all on Satan, or we use Satan, the shock value. Really? I said, to me, this is all good. Okay. Good luck with all that. It's silly. It's absolutely silly, and you laugh. You laugh about things like that. Now, I can't laugh much about, okay, all right. Is there any difference? Neither God or Satan is real for these people. Okay, done. If if you're not looking at yourself and say, okay, I'm a God-loving person. I try to do the best that I can here on earth when it comes to that. And properly honor God and the creation. Follow the Ten Commandments. And I got to mention that every time. Read the Lord's Prayer. This prayer has incredible protection attached to itself. If the person believes in it, the person that says the prayer means it with their entire heart. With their entire heart. So we don't get to use God for, well, there are guidelines to live. But you don't get to use God then to, well, I'm a God-fearing person. I believe in God. I'm a Christian. So I'm going to do what Joshua does. Right? I got God on my side. I'm going to come for you guys. Right? Because you're under the power of Satan or something. Really? No, they're not. It's just people. People who talk about Satan, who want to make Satan into something that he's not, never has been, rather resides in people. It's just there. It's there for one reason or another. So people who are now out there promoting that, promoting Satan. And interesting that it's happening in the month of June. That's what kind of month for people here now? Oh, it's been for a long time. Right? That's as good as you can get. Have Satan as your... Satan's become a part of all this now. Well, that should tell you something. Are all those people, that's okay, well, I guess that's what we're going to do. But attach Satan to all that. That should give you guys a bit of a wake-up call to start with. I know that a lot of people who are gay or lesbians, or I'm sure even the transgenders or people with all them other weird sexual desires, they do believe in God. They have faith. Sadly now they're all stuck in the same bucket, right? Where now Satan's your God. Oh, who did that? There's people out there who've done that. You're now stuck in that bucket. Satan's your God. Right? Elevate Satan. Now, who are you elevating, really? Huh? Who are they elevating? As I said, Satan doesn't have anything to do with that. It's people who are doing it. Just as it is people who are advocating what? God's love and hope. Right? If it's done in the right way, you do find suddenly a lost person who goes, oh, that's what I needed to hear. That's wonderful. I'm gonna, yes? All right, well. I saw an interesting video I shared on my Facebook page. It's an hour long, but it's great. I listened to every bit of it. It was great. That dude was great. Great sermon. I'm not even sure if he's a pastor or not, but that was great. That's just every bit of it was right on target, I thought. Lost my thread because it wasn't important. The God versus Satan thing going on now, right? Yes, it's really big out there. It's all people. It doesn't have a thing to do with God, and it doesn't have a thing to do with Satan. It's just people. People are doing it. It's people. I hope people understand that. And then what? You laugh at it. Make sure you protect your children. And again, yeah, there was so Kentucky Fried Chicken. I have to mention that because what? So they're kind of promoting Satan. Okay, it's a game, right? The fourth one of it must be really popular, right? And they made another version, the fourth version. So they have the first, the second, the third, now they got the fourth. And Kentucky Fried Chicken is promoting it. Oh, oh, I'm not going to eat Kentucky Fried Chicken anymore. All right, you do that. You shouldn't be doing that. Why does a fast food chain do stuff like that? For what? Huh? Aren't you going to put in your chicken poison or something? I mean, why advocate? Can't you advocate a game that's actually a bit more less in inflating things even more? As I said, at a time like this, why would you do that? Right? Well, I guess everywhere there has to be, okay, so I think Kentucky's pretty darn cool when it comes to many different things. Here, Kentucky Fried Chicken, what the heck you doing? Come on now. That doesn't fit into my agenda. But I want Kentucky to be the best state. Everybody should feel about their own state like that. I want my state to be the best one. What? Under the umbrella of Satan? Or disgusting stuff out there going on? I'm just asking. Or do you want it to be under the umbrella of God? Love and hope, rather than hate and destruction. Well, people of God, don't they hate? Okay, I'm sorry. Look at the difference, okay? Satan, the idea of Satan doesn't have love attached to it. Not in the way love should function. Right? Yes? All right? I should be able to agree on that. Interesting thing is that because Satan's so big right now for certain people, and he's making a comeback. Okay, he is making a comeback. The angel Lucifer is making a comeback, right, among the people. Right? Whoa, yeah, how cool is that, right? Yes, uh, and it's with what? What? You gotta be kidding me. It's like, the Beanie Baby craze that people had. And then it kind of, that's over now. Supposedly, they can't get, they're not as much worth as people think, thought they would be, all that. And and think, oh, well, you got one bear there. I think it's the Peace Bear, has all these colors on it. You call it the rainbow uh, Pride Bear or something, right? Could call it that now rather than just the Peace Bear. That everyone loved because it was like in the tie-dye colors and stuff. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And take that, oh, well, we're gonna take that and we're gonna make it into something satanic now, right? Yes. So here come Beanie Babies back, right? Make that into something. Yeah, we're gonna use that again. Take everybody off with Beanie Babies. That's kind of what it looks like to me with all this satanic stuff suddenly popping up everywhere. I'm laughing. I'm people serious? Why do you think where you're gonna go with that? Huh? Straight to hell? I have a feeling that, in another so many years, a lot of those people be on pills for anxiety, depression, what do they call it? Schizophrenia, and other psychological mental problems due to the fact that they're falling so far off the bandwagon on what love and hope is. Right? Yes? Well, just saying. True love and hope. I gotta mention that. So, interesting to me though is that the first three games of that Diablo whatever, okay, I never even heard of it. Never even heard of that game. I haven't. But now that Kentucky Fried Chicken is promoting the fourth round of that thing, that game, oh, that's, yeah. Well, one takes a stance, right? Oh, no big deal. I didn't know the first three games. And why is a fast food chain promoting something like that? I'm not getting it. This again, is it to tick off people right now? I mean, is that necessary? I have no idea what's going on in the heads of these people when they do stuff like that. Well, anyway, so there it is. I'll just fry my own chicken. Okay, I haven't had Kentucky Fried Chicken. I can't remember when the last time. But I just thought that was something interesting. Again, I know. What are they going to do? Sear a little head, goat head with horns on all of their chicken now or something? Okay, all right. Don't give them any ideas. Okay. It's not a chicken, it's a goat. So, I think it's a bit a waste of time to spend too much attention or any attention to that stuff. These people are going to do what they're going to do. Right? I don't have to be a part of if I don't want to. Right? And if for some reason it comes up, good luck with that. Yeah, I got you. You got a little devil in yourself. Yeah. Don't come around me with that. Yes? Oh. Okay. How would God fight back with stuff like that? Oh, you tell him what I just said. Well, not sure where you're going with that, but it seems to me that you just haven't found the proper love and hope yet. So I'll be praying for you. We'll pray about that. I find it interesting. Why are people so interested in all these violent games, this and that? I'm not getting it. Why not just... oh, my daughter has this Pokemon game, and it's cute to watch, and yeah, it's cute to watch. It's not offensive in any way, right? Yes. Oh, that seems to be an alright game. Right? How come there aren't more games with angels in it, saving people? Right? No, it's always about soldiers, or not always, but it seems to, the devil, going killing people. Right? Why not have a game with angels, right? Where God is the ultimate game master and go save people, build things rather than destroy them, right? Yes, and get points for that. Yeah. People who invent these games, what is in their mind that they, is that really what people want out there? I guess they pay a lot of money for these games. Interesting. Yeah. My grandson plays one that has different racetracks, right? Yes, yeah, and it's fun, and it's interesting that there's a couple of them that I don't like. And again, this is a kids game. They have the zombie. One is a zombie run for children. Really? Why not have an angel run? Wouldn't that be better for children? Huh? A heavenly run. Does it have to be? Again, how are children already from a young age kind of being directed into this destructive, liking things that are destructive, right? Will cause destruction. eat you and stuff like that. Isn't that interesting? And people are fine with that out there, yes. But a preacher at one of them parades on the other side of the road, even has a sign that says, "Hey, Jesus will save you," or something, gets arrested. Didn't even yell or anything, just right on the other side, very peacefully, saying, gets arrested by 3 police officers, like he's the biggest criminal ever, advocating Jesus. That's a funny one, too. No, that's a sad one. Now that should give us pause. Well, anyway, I think I said enough. I've already talked an hour again. Dear me, how does this? It's almost as if I can't stop talking. Keep talking. Keep talking. Does it matter? You got just put it out there. The good stuff. The good stuff. The good stuff. Yes. I don't know. It's interesting on how people so in favor of destructive things. Is it games? Is it the integrity of our school system now? Is it the integrity of anyone out there, just about? Because if you're not agree with, hey, yeah, you know what? Close that bedroom door, please. How so many people, so many, really, when it comes down to it. See, we don't just have problems in the realm of sexuality when it comes to people with abnormal desires, lust and desire. When it comes to a conjugal relationship between what it should be, a man and a woman, we have that in the conjugal relationships with a man and a woman. There's a lot of abnormal things going on as well, and have been for a long time. Right? So it's not just one group or this or that. It's all of us. I find it, as I said, it's flabbergasting to me on how much destruction people really attach themselves to and love, just about. Embrace. Let me say this: you can't love that. There's no love there, but embrace it. Want to be a part of, for one reason or another, and don't know. Yeah, lust and desire. Your own will, your own choice. And here I am. I see a plant and it's dying, and I'm going, but I can't still. I'm going to try. See if you can make it. I have 2 of the little, what are they called? Pomegranates. I got these little old-timey pomegranate melons were growing, and there were 2 plants that were really small. And so most people would have just thrown those. They're too small, don't no room. Well, but they're still alive. I'm going to give them a chance. At least I'm going to give them a chance, right? Rather than just decide, done. Because they did grow from a seed as well. They're a little weaker, not as strong yet, but they're still thriving. They want to grow. This plant wants to grow. Right? With its brothers and sisters. So I planted them. I didn't have much hope for them. I had hope for them, but I probably will lose those 2 plants. We didn't. They're still growing. They didn't die. After more than a week, 10 days now, they're still growing. Yes, yeah. Still a little. Still a little weak. Might not really produce anything. What am I doing now? All right, I'll leave a little room open for failure, right? It could still, right? So I'm protecting myself just in case I will have to say goodbye to those little plants anyway. Or they're just going to grow and just have beautiful leaves, maybe a little, maybe they'll have some flowers, don't know if they're going to make it and produce something. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Right? Okay, but they're still there, still growing. That's love and hope, people, right? Yes. Rather than destroy and squash something, right? Or decide on our own, I ain't gonna make it. Toss it, right? Give it a chance. So I have to give all these pretend Satanists out there a chance too. Well, first of all, they don't know anything about goats, right? Or whatever horned animals they want to pretend to be or something, right? And, yep, black is the true rainbow of colors, because in black every color is represented. Ah, I never thought of that, huh? Have you? Yeah, that is it, people. So go right ahead. But black is not the color of darkness or this or that. Because that's not how colors were designed. Done. Yes. So is the universe something we have to fear, or black? Black. Ooh. Okay, I'm just saying. There's stuff that people attach to things, even a color. So let's see. What else do Satanists like? Colors. Black and red. Red and I guess some orangey kind of. Yeah, all right, that's fine. Red is the color of love, isn't it? Yeah, all right. Orange, orangey, yellow is who doesn't love a good campfire? So you want to look like one of God's creatures, with your horns and your tail, whatever, that you don't know what to do with, right? Every animal that has a tail knows what to do with its tail. It has a specific function. And Satanists that have people dress up like that, they have a pretty useless tail, don't they? Sorry, just saying. Well, one could say that, with people who put on a halo and wings. Right now you're pretending to be an angel. So, yeah, all right. People aren't angels either, not in the true sense. Okay? But at least, again, an angel represents what? Love and hope, goodness. Yes, being the servant of mankind, the servant of God. Lots of good things about angels. And we have one that, okay, people would emulate because of what? And in what way? So again, well, all right. But as long as they're alive, and even and then in spirit world, there's hope. There's hope for them to grow out of that. Yes, I have to tell you, I've met some people, they stay children all their life. The thing is, once they grow into adults, some of the things they do that is cute when people are children, as adults, when one does that, isn't so cute anymore. Yes. And oftentimes also comes with certain risks to themselves and others. Yes? Okay. So, yes, and how to look at all that. I've seen some other things today, too. Oh, should I mention that? I can't mention that on here. It's too, well, anyway. So, there is that. So, we'll have this month go by again as it does every year, and I'll just be praying. I'll be praying for all them people out there that have to need to be explicit about certain things they shouldn't be, that forget that children, they were a child once. Yes, surely they would have loved to be growing up in a environment where there was love and hope. Yes. Now, and for one reason or another, they want to deny that to the children out there. The innocence that means something too. I've been told many times, you're just naive. Yeah, what's wrong with that? Just because I don't know everything in all these kind of destructive realms, because I just don't have any give and take with it. Didn't have any give and take with it growing up. Didn't have any give and take later on with it. And yeah, as an adult, came across with, what is that? Well, you don't know? No. And then find out and goes, I really need to know that. Why did I even ask? It doesn't make any difference in my life if I know what that is or what it isn't, because it's not a part of my life. So, best thing I found, yes, you can get upset, this, that. Make sure you don't take your children to one of those things, right? Yeah, these parades. And in the meantime, we just pray for them. We pray for them and we send good thoughts, proper thoughts towards them that hopefully will touch their spirit. Yes? Yeah? Love, and true hope. Yeah? Sadly, I think that people that are so enthralled with satanistic stuff, right? Yes, the dark side, right? The dark side, the destructive side, the side that just does what it wants without a conscience. This, no? What a dreary life. Yes. So instead of getting upset, right? Yeah. And I feel, I don't know, I've come across so much of it now. I'm just sad for those people. I really am. The struggles that they're going through, number one. Then suddenly the infighting they have as well. It's, they were such a united front in a way, a destructive united front. Now the infighting, it's very sad. It's very sad to me to see these people. All right, well, sad to me to see what Joshua and Israel are doing as well. And is it truly under the guidance of God? And there too. So here as Christians, or if you believe in the Bible, then that's all fine. And we're good with it. Oh yeah, God won, against whom now? Yeah. Yet, how about the Quran? What's different in the Quran? I don't see a difference. Yet that's, what do we regard that as? Because in Islam, they have extremist groups. Oh, we do too. They just hijacked our rainbow. Don't we? It's a bit different, is it? How destructive has that been in the last so many years? You find extremists everywhere, do you? Yeah. But why are we so good with the same thing in one book? Well, because that's our belief. Yet in the other book, We got nasty things to say about it. Oh, do I think? I don't think either one is right. No. If you got a God of violence, then I'm sorry. What kind of God do you got? I'm reading this and I'm doing what I'm doing here to, again, clarify some things. No, just because they make it sound like God was fine with that and what they did, I don't believe that it was. These are lessons to be learned to find the true nature of God. Yes? And we can't just say, oh, okay, we'll accept it in this book, but we won't accept it in the other. Then what are we doing? Oh, so you got what? God in the Bible and what? Satan in the Quran going, but it's saying the same thing in a way about how you treat people, how you take care of, in the Bible, Gentiles, right? Yes, the town of Ai. Okay. How do they talk about infidels? Yes, okay. In the Bible, here's how are women treated? Oh, how are they treated in the Quran? Oh, how are women still treated? All right, a little differently in certain areas where, okay, but still, neither treatment is right. Prostitutes exist still because men want them. Women still get raped because men can. Many other things. I named 2 about women. I could get into children. How about in the Quran? Honor killings. Doesn't matter if the woman gets raped. Still happening, people. A man does the deed. The woman pays the price. What's wrong with the men of Islam? What's wrong with you? Huh? Women have to cover themselves from head to toe. What? You're not. Why don't you cover yourself from head to toe too? So, the inconsistencies of the belief of the people. Yes, you see people out there and they put costumes on of whatever, and I don't have to buy anything satanic. I don't have to wear a shirt. Surely my children, my grandchildren will not. It's not right. Yeah, okay. You want to dabble in darkness? Well, all right. Not sure what kind of darkness that is, but I know it's definitely not nighttime or the universe or the color black or red. It's not in blood either. That stuff doesn't. All you're doing is harming yourself. But when we suddenly, in a holy book, rather than learning the lessons from it and finding the true nature of God, true love and true hope, we're good with Joshua and Moses taking over whole towns and killing everybody in it. Everybody. And then take the young girls. One of them, I don't know. It might have still been a practice. We don't really know, right? Then, you see, these beliefs that give us the right to execute violence. No, because what? God's good with it. That's the real devil. That's the real devil. That's Satan right there. That's what you have to beware of. Right? Yes? Duplicity. It's good in my book, but I'm going to complain about it in the other one. Just saying. Yeah. So beware where you think evil comes from, truly comes from. Yeah. So, that's all I have to say this morning. Whoa, where did this go, Father? You know they say that. They say that catch more bees or flies with honey, something like that, right? Than with vinegar. That may be true. But did you know that good fruit vinegar is actually very good for you? And not that bad to take either. Yeah, just saying. All right, that's it. That's all I have to say. God's love and blessing always. May He protect you, and I will talk to you another time.